These are your notes on working with charts and graphics in lesson 12. These are some of the charts that we're going to use, some of the most common charts. You have column chart, bar chart, pie chart, line chart, XY scatter, and an exploded chart. This is your column chart, and a column chart is used to make comparisons. If you look at this chart, you'll see that this is known as your legend over here, and you have seniors, juniors, and sophomores, each represented by a different color. If you look at your chart, you'll see that you have an x-axis that is represented by the months and a y-axis that is represented by attendance rate. Normally, your y-axis is going to normally have something to do with money, sales, but different numbers. And what they're doing here is comparing their month, excuse me, is comparing, like in January, the attendance of sophomores. You can see that was up in the attendance of seniors, but as it went to March, then you went up to the attendance rate for the seniors went up, and the attendance rate for the juniors went down. So what this does just makes comparisons between different things. It could be different car companies, shoes, clothes, those type of things. A stack bar graph is representing a part to a whole. So what this is saying here is in the first quarter, this whole thing is talking about sales, okay? The ABC Computers quarterly sales. But then this is broken down to different parts. You have the printers, then you have the computer section, and you have the monitor section. So in the first quarter, printers sold 5,000. They made $5,000 worth of sales of printers, 10,500 computers, 3,300 in monitors. But their total for that would have been 18,800. So that's why it goes here. But that is the total, but then it's broken down. So the bar actually represents total is that, but then it breaks down each feature. You can see it here, third quarter, 7,000 for printers, 25,000, and then 3,500. And you can see that that came to, what, 32, about 36,500. Let me try this again. 35,500, and it represents right here in the middle. A pie chart and exploded. A pie chart only represents one series of your data. So you can only select, then like you want it, in this case financial budget, they only select one series, and I'll tell you a little later what the series is. Pie charts are normally represented by percents. It is a percentage of something. If an exploded pie chart, you can see here that that is pulled apart. An exploded pie chart emphasizes one part or more than one part. You can see that these are separated. That makes it exploded. If you think about the word explode, it means to blow apart. Line chart is trends over a period of time. This chart represents music, shoes, and clothing over the first quarter, their sales over the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. As you can see, clothing went up being each quarter. Now, first quarter would be January, February, March, second, April, May, June, July, August, September, and then October, November, and December is the fourth quarter. So probably for Christmas, clothing went up. Clothing sales went up. XY scatter does a correlation between two things. This particular chart here is wait time in the waiting room, whether it's the principal's office or doctor's office, and your pulse rate. It could also be around in this area, crops, and how much rain we had. So that's a correlation or relationship between two different things. Some things to remember when selecting data for a chart is, one, only select the data that you're going to use in your chart. And if you need to select things that are not continuous, if, in other words, they're not beside each other, then you need to make sure you use your control key. We usually do not use totals in our charts because there's so much difference between the actual numbers, your data, and the total. If you do a tab, make sure you name them. If you have a chart type, different types of things that display your data, but make sure you name each of your sheets. And there's two ways that you can display a chart, and that's a separate chart or what's known as an embedded. Embedded means it's going to be inside your worksheet. If it's separate, it's going to be on the sheet by itself.